Hello, everyone, and welcome to BIM Coordinator Summit MENA virtual event. In this session, we are going to talk about challenges in construction BIM models. I'll be with you in this session. My name is Ahmed Muharram. I am BIM manager at IBIMS, technical training manager at CAD Masters, ISO 19650 certified practitioner, and Autodesk Expert Elite member. Also, I am Autodesk certified instructor gold. I have worked in many mega projects in Egypt, Gulf area, Australia, and other countries. Our content will be BIM construction models brief, and then we're going to talk about the BIM uses in construction, BIM benefits, identify the challenges that are facing construction BIM models, proposed solutions, and increasing the benefits of BIM in construction stage. For construction BIM models, the work starts when receiving the BIM documents from client. Then we study the project and its requirement, and it's a very crucial step because you have to study all the related documents to the project, and then you can check the received models and drawings, which is also very important to check the model's quality and the model federation strategies, etc. Assigning the workflow to the team and how you will use the BIM in the project, and replying to all the documents you have received with the BIM execution plan, which can be divided to post-contract and pre-contract. In construction BIM models, it's first you construct on your computer and then you execute on site, which is very crucial. Every detail you did in the model is very important and is related to the site and the construction. For BIM uses, there is a lot of BIM uses, but let's concentrate about the most important and most practical ones. Starting with construction model authoring or developing from the design models to the construction models. Or we can say developing from LOD 300 to LOD 400, which is according to the AIA BIM Forum standards. Many people use it in their BIM documents as a reference, and others use the LOIN. The 3D coordination. 3D coordination is one of the most important uses. Data classification, as-built and record modeling, which will be after that used as an asset model. Construction sequencing and simulations using 4D and 5D is now more practical than planning also on 2D sheets or only timelines using schedules. 4D and 5D makes it more realistic, makes it more understandable to any stakeholders you are talking with. Field management tracking and performance analysis and RFI management. For benefits of BIM, there is a lot of benefits, but let's concentrate on the ones who are related to construction, and I will concentrate on the contractor side. According to research done by Dodge Data and Analytics in 2021, there is a lot of benefits, and they divided to benefits for business and benefits for quality, benefits for schedules, and benefits for health and safety. As you can see, it's related to the uses we are talking about. For the business benefits, it increased the percentage of successful projects, and they have divided the percentage of benefits into medium and high or very high usage of BIM. We have a percentage of 33 and 51, which is very good percentage. You have increased your successful project by 3%. Improve the stakeholder engagement, expand the services offerings, and increased bid efficiency. Improved the win rate. If we are talking about the quality benefits, we have a lot of issues related to quality in construction, especially when we are talking about constructability issues. BIM reduced the number of constructability issues by 25% to 64%. Reduced reworking during construction, which is very, very important, that when we build something, we do not need to modify or demolish. We have a percentage of 25 to 64. Improved handover experience and reduced defects at handover. When we are talking about schedule benefits, schedule control has been improved. Resources planning has been improved. Plan to actual ratio has been improved, and optimized the schedule duration. As I talked before in the BIM uses, 4D and 5D has become very important in the planning of the projects. For health and safety, reduced number of man hours on site because you have reduced the total hours of the project, because you solved a lot of issues in construction BIM models. Improve the safety awareness. You can study the logistics and you can study the safety planning in 4D. So you have a good plan for health and safety, reduced the incident of frequency rate, and reduced environmental impact, reduced insurance premiums. For the challenges, we have a lot of challenges facing construction BIM models, especially in larger scale projects. Larger scale projects has a lot of parties, starting from the client, the appointing party, as per ISO, and lead appointed parties, from designers to consultants to contractors and their appointed parties. There is a lot of appointments happening in the construction, and this is very, very important that you know how to manage these parties. Each party may have also sub-consultant or subcontractor, which means another cycle of communication. This leads to software variety and how to integrate between all these parties and the software they are using. This is very important because there is many softwares that are specifically for some technical parts or some scope of work that are related to facade or related to studies of analysis and studies of structural analysis or energy analysis that you have to integrate and use, including your BIM cycle. We have also the received models issues. When we receive the design models and check it, we are facing a lot of issues related to quality issues and to federation strategies and how the models were started and created in the start of the project and how it's coordinated. This is all the challenges you have to check. Also, project technical issues we will talk about, and procurement issues. Procurement is very related to construction. You have to procure materials, equipments, and it's related to your BIM model, how you will integrate this procurement to your BIM models and construction BIM models. We talked about the challenges, let's talk about the solutions. From my perspective, Open BIM is one of most important solutions when you are talking about managing a lot of stakeholders and a lot of contractors, a lot of designers, suppliers, and etc. of the stakeholders you have in your project. Open BIM is a collaborative process that is vendor neutral. We are not talking about specific software. Open BIM process can be defined as a shareable project information that support seamless collaboration for all project participants. Open BIM facilitates the interoperability to benefit projects and assets through their lifecycle. Mainly, Open BIM has two important extensions of files. We all heard about IFC, the Industry Foundation Classes, and it's revolutionary from IFC to IFC 2.2 and IFC 2.3, IFC 4, and also the model-based software independent communication protocol, BIM collaboration format, BCF. These two formats are very important, and you can use to integrate the models coming from any software, especially from the suppliers or the subcontractors for specific work in the project, such as the facade, the steel structures, any part of the subcontractor's scope, which is not common in the famous BIM softwares. Also, when coordinating, there is a lot of coordination softwares. So using a BIM collaboration format is very important that you can handle the information coming from the issues or coming from the clashes. Also, cloud-based collaboration is very important solution, and there is a lot of providers that provide BIM cloud-based collaboration, such as Autodesk Construction Cloud, Trimble Connect, Revisto, and other solutions. The most important thing in cloud-based collaboration is that it's bringing all the parties together in one place. So using live models is very important. You can use a common data environment, and you can develop your common data environment based on a cloud solution. This will facilitate the communication between all the stakeholders. But still, another important issue, it's the mentality of BIM. If we work it with BIM in the mentality of CAD system, it will not work. If we work it with mentality of this is my part of the scope and I will be restricted to coordinating this part only, I will not see the interfaces with other contractors or subcontractors or designers. This will lead to a bigger problems because the mentality of the stakeholders and all the project parties is the most important to be having a successful project. To have a successful project, you need to have a good collaboration and cooperation between all the parties, starting from designers to contractors and subcontractors. For the technical issues, providing a proper clash matrix is a very good solution, but we have a lot of models and we have a lot of elements, sometimes starting with a very simple clash detection, like clashing file versus file, clashing concrete versus steel, clashing concrete versus architecture, clashing concrete versus mechanical. This is very simple, but it gives you an insight about what's happening. For myself, I started early. When I received the design models, I check what clashes do I have. So starting with design models, then going to construction models, general clashing, and then dividing the clashes into elements and studying the clashes and technical clashes. Because technical clashes cannot appear sometimes in the clash detection, or you can't specify the clash matrix to detect the technical clashes, as we can see in the pictures. Some of them can be managed through some editings in the families of the equipment, but it's also taking time. So visual inspection is very important. In one of our projects, ongoing projects, we have an issue between the landscaping and the bolts of the steel. We have a canopy, and we have like 3 to 4 centimeters of the anchor bolt exposed out of the landscape. This cannot be detected by clash detection. We have to visually inspect the models and check, because we are talking about 5-star hospitality project. So this is a very important to have a good landscape view. So bobbing up anchors with landscape is not allowed. We have also procurement issues. Material submittals should be submitted, approved by the consultant, and then implemented in the BIM models. In most of the projects, material submittals take time. So we have to work with proposed materials and then apply the submittals into the models. Also, attaching the submittals into the elements is very important, because it will be useful in the field management and in the handover process of the project. Also, equipment submittals, but it's very important and more complicated than material, because we are talking about machines. If we take an example, we are facing in our projects in Egypt now, maybe in most of the projects in Egypt also, when you attach an equipment submittal for approval from the client and the consultant, and there is an issue for importing and exporting nowadays in Egypt, and you have chosen specified equipment for HVAC, and it's pipes for drain coming from the right side, and you have done your coordination based on that, because you will not have to wait for all the approvals, and it's already approved. But when coming to purchase after the approval, you find that you cannot import this machine nowadays, and you have to work with local provider or local available machines, and this machine comes with another direction of pipes for drain. So the coordination you have done needs to be changed, and this is very important and a very strong challenge you have to face and you have to manage in your models. In this criteria and in this situation, you have to have some clearances, and you have to make the coordination with proper clearances, because if you didn't have a clearance from the machine to the left, you will not have a space to change the pipe from right to left. This is very important to take into consideration what is the risks you have in the project, and it's also to be included in the BIM documents in the start of the project. It's risk register. Also, staging of coordination is very important. Coordination does not start in construction models. It has to start from design stage. In design stage, design is like working blind in coordination. There is no enough information about the equipment. There is no enough information about some technical issues that might be faced in construction stage. So the concept of coordination is very important. Having a proper and well-defined corridors for construction, before construction in the design stage, having a proper corridors, like where we are going to put the electrical, especially the cable trays and cable trunks, where we are going to put the equipments, and trying to have a proper size of the equipment, not to use very small sizes and not to check will the calculation fit with this small size. So I think coordination sections is very important in the start of the design models as of the start of the construction models. Also in construction, I like to divide my coordination. Construction, especially in fast track projects, most of the projects in Egypt are managed by a fast track project. So contractor need to work. He need to have some excavations. He need to construct the foundation. So you have to divide your work into sub and super. Coordinate the substructure with all the electromechanical trades, and especially the drain and electrical protection. For the superstructure, we can divide it into first fix coordination and second fix coordination in order to make the concrete work going on, the block work going on, and then the second fix of the finishings and architectural and MEP fixtures. You also have to concentrate on the BIM collaborative mentality, as we talked before, because the collaborative approach of all the parties will have a successful project. And if you have a strong BIM management team, it will be very beneficial. We see nowadays a lot of projects in GCC starting with a client who is managing all the project. And we see others having a small client team, but having a very big project management consultant teams. That's a very strong step to have a successful project. You cannot manage the BIM by yourself only with a minimum number of teams. In large scale projects, this will fail. You have to study your team. If you don't have enough team, you have to delegate to a project management consultant or project management consultants according to the scale of the project. How to increase our benefits from BIM? According to Dodge Data and Analytics research, and I found it very good, we have resources for increasing benefits, and we have business factors and technical factors. For resources for increasing the benefits, most clear defined BIM deliverables between parties. As we have talked, the construction BIM model starts with studying the BIM documents from the client and the received RFB. If we have a clear defined BIM goals and BIM deliverables, BIM uses, and do not go for BIM for fantasy. We need to focus on the uses that will be beneficial, uses we can handle in our team, in our project, with our stakeholders. More internal staff with BIM skills, and more owners asking for BIM. External firms with BIM skills, quantified data demonstrating more public-private mandates, and more readability available outsourced modeling services. And I see it also that if we have all the company, all the stakeholders, even if the department is not related to BIM, they have some BIM knowledge. Why we are doing this BIM? Why BIM managers are asking for this? Why is BIM team leaders asking for this information? Sometimes when we are asking for material submittals and equipment submittal, some of the procurement guys say, I'm working on it and you don't have to wait for me, do your job, you are not related to my job. He don't understand what is the purpose of me asking about the procurement, why I'm asking about the material submittal, equipment submittal. When we are asking the site team for the IR, inspection requests, did you issue your inspection request? Did you sign it from the consultant? Are you going to cast on this day? We are going to attach this information to our models. So he needs to know why I'm asking about, why it's useful for him and for me, why it's useful for the project to have a collaborative approach between each other. Also for the technical and business factors, we have improved interoperability between software's application. All companies from software companies are now having some certificates for OpenBIM. OpenBIM, you can export from their software to an open format you can use in any other BIM software. Improved functionality of BIM solutions, BIM training and support. And I see the BIM training is very important, as I talked in all the stuff, even like general sessions, general informations, no need to go deeply. More contracts that support BIM and collaboration, more product manufacture BIM content, and more integration of BIM data with mobile applications will be also useful. That's all from my side. I'll be happy to hear your questions and answer it and discuss with you all what we are talking in construction BIM challenges, what is the challenges you have faced and how did you solve it. Let's have some questions.